Thank you very much for joining me this evening. This is Sebastian from TruckLogics, aka Mr. Logics. I have my special guest with me, expressAmber.
Hello, everyone.
Today we're going to be doing IRP Renewal Insights from our IRP State Whisperer, expressAmber. She's going to be providing us with some insights and tips as we go through this presentation to kind of get you guys all the things that you guys are going to need in order to get your IRP renewals done in a timely fashion with all the additional information that you guys need. So just sit tight here. We're going to go ahead and get started. Just a little bit about both of your hosts. On the right-hand side, that's me. That's my lovely face for radio. This is Sebastian talking from TruckLogics. If you've been following me at all my socials at TruckLogics, I post regular information on TikTok. I post regular information on Facebook. I do Facebook Lives, and I do all the tutorial videos. So you've likely seen or heard my voice before if you've been plugged into any of our socials currently and are watching our YouTube tutorial videos. On the left is Amber, expressAmber. She is our Director of Transportation Products over here at SPAN. She is our lovely IRP State Whisperer who has all of the information that you guys need in order to get your IRP renewals done correctly and on time. So what we're going to be providing you today is these insights that only Amber can provide about the IRP renewal process, some tips, some information about audits, and so on and so forth. Okay, just to briefly go through what we're going to be discussing today, Amber's going to tell us a little bit about what IRP is. We're also going to give you a few tips for IRP renewals. We're going to go through some IRP compliance, and then I have a surprise slide at the end showing you some of the renewals that are coming up in February and March. So if you are in one of the states at the end of the presentation and you have any additional questions, we'll post our contact information at the end and send you a copy of this webinar so you have all the information. Please reach out to us. We are happy to help you any way we can with your IRP renewals. Okay, getting started. Amber, take it away.
All right, so we get a lot of questions a lot of times, and it's from drivers just like yourself who might be looking to start their own trucking business, and what are the steps that I need to follow? And so IRP is one of those big steps that happen when you are going out on your own and you're going to be driving under your own authority. So the IRP is short for the International Registration Plan, or it stands for the International Registration Plan. And to put it in very simple terms, basically the IRP is an agreement between the United States, the District of Columbia, and the Canadian provinces to allow you to cross two or more jurisdictions with one plate. And so instead of having to, go and get trip permits to cross into different jurisdictions, you obviously can just have your cab card or your plates that would allow you to do that. So anybody who has a for-hire vehicle that is used in two or more jurisdictions, has two axles, and the gross weight of excess of 26,000 pounds, must have IRP. And so again, in a weight of 26,000 pounds or more, or 3 or more axles, you've got to have IRP plates if you are traveling across state lines. You originally obtain your IRP plates from your base jurisdiction. So again, if you are going through the process of getting your own authority, you want to make sure that you have your MC, your DOT, you have your insurance on file with that authority application, and your BOC3. All of that should already be done so that you are getting the authority set up and ready to go. As soon as you have your MC number, as soon as that application has been approved, then you can jump into IFTA and IRP, and that is done at the state level. So whatever state that you're based in, you would need to contact that jurisdiction, those offices, and get that application going. It's very, very smart for you to make sure that all of these applications are in the same name. A lot of the states want your IRP application to match the name that's on your 2290 and the name that's on your authority. And so before you even start with all of this process, make sure that you have that clear in your head of what type of business you're going to start, what name your business is going to be under, and then make sure that all of those applications are all in the same name. So once you have your MC, DOT, your BOC3, your insurance on file with the FMCSA, and that is getting going, then you're going to start with your IRP applications. Now this is pretty it's pretty it's not difficult, but you want to make sure that you have all of your information there in front of you. And different states have different schedules that you will need to complete. And so again, every state is different, so I can't possibly go through every single state, but you should be able to contact your IRP department. They should have a website where you can easily print off the applications. And it is 2022, so most of these states should have online applications at this time. But, it's basic information. And so the name of the carrier, the business address where the fleet is based. This is something that you will need. So when you are applying for your IFTA and IRP, you're also going to need to provide your proof of residency. And this is something that gets a lot of people, because so you've set up your business in a business name, and you have your 2290, you have your EIN with your business name. It's very important that you can provide proof of residency with that name. So, electric bills, rent, a mortgage, something like that, that will let the IRP office know that this is a business that is set up in whatever state. And if you can't provide that, then you might want to rethink how you're setting up the business. And at all times, if you have any questions, you should be able to call your IRP office and hopefully get to somebody who can help you through that, because that does get a lot of people, we almost get through the process, and we need all of that. We need all of that proof of residency, and some people can't provide it, and so we've got to go back to square A. So so when you are applying for your IRP account for the very first time, you'll need to provide that basic information, and you'll provide all of your business information, the gross weight at which you're going to carry in all of the jurisdictions. So again, if you want to be plated at 80,000 or 90,000, you're going to be plated at 90,000 throughout the entire United States, Canadian provinces, all of that. And then you need to provide the truck information. And so things like the VIN number, the year, make, model, how many axles does it have, the unladen weight, the gross weight, when you purchase the vehicle, the date of purchase. You also need to provide that title information. So all of that is also information that you need to provide. And then when you have your IRP account, most states have a staggered renewal, which means, if you get your plates in February of 2022, they're going to expire at the end of February 2023. And it kind of goes on that schedule. But there are some jurisdictions that all plates expire on a certain date, and you have to have your renewal by that certain date. And so again, it's just really, really smart for you to understand and know that, to make sure that you are following when your plates expire. Again, you are a business owner. It is your responsibility to know what's going on and where you need to have these registrations. I know there's a lot of registrations to renew, but you want to make sure that you're keeping up with what you need to be keeping up with. Most states, again, now that it's 2022, will send you an email, and they will let you know, hey, your renewal is coming up, and this is the information that we need, and this is when you need to provide it to us by. And so most of the time when you are renewing your IRP, again, there's paperwork for that. Of course, because why not? We have paperwork for everything. But when you are renewing your IRP, they are going to ask you for your total distance in that year, since you've originally got your plates, or if you've just been renewing, you have to provide your total distance in each jurisdiction from July 1st of whatever year through June 30th. And your IRP renewal paperwork that they send you will have that time period that they want. And so then you've got to provide the total distance in order for them to be able to calculate how much your renewal will be. And then once they calculate that, they're going to let you know, and then you will you'll need to pay those renewal fees. Now you're looking at the IRP compliance. The one other thing that I wanted to add is any time during the year that you need to add or remove a vehicle, you can do this through, again, directly through your jurisdiction. Most of the jurisdictions have a Schedule C for this. And it's basically a supplemental schedule. So you can add a truck, you can delete a truck. Most of the jurisdictions will allow you to move or transfer basically the fees that you paid on the truck that you're going to delete. They'll allow you to transfer it to a new vehicle. They might charge you a transfer fee or something like that. But most states will allow you to transfer that those fees that have been paid on one truck to another. When you are renewing your plates, you want to make sure that it's done on time. Again, this is something that I know a lot of people struggle with because there's a lot to keep up with. But your state should either send you an email, or I'm not really sure if states are still sending IRP renewal packets out. But they should send those out way in advance. And all that packet, inside that packet is going to tell you the information that you need to provide back to them and by what date. Make sure that you do this on time so that you avoid penalties. It's already hard enough out there for you guys. You don't want to incur penalties for not doing something on time. So make sure that you're doing it on time. Know your state's fee schedule. Make sure that you understand that what fees are going to be incurred, and understand that there is no grace period for missing the deadline. If your plates expire on February 28th, on February 29th, is there a February 29th?
Not this year.
Okay. But okay,
no
for
worries,
real.
No worries.
So on March 1st,
Yep.
You're dead. Like, you're done.
Nope.
You should not be on the road until you get your plates renewed. And so, if you get pulled over or you get caught, there are hefty fines for driving with expired plates. As far as IRP audits and things of that, we talk about IFTA audits and IRP audits because they are real things and they really do happen, and they happen at random. And so you want to make sure that you are set up to where if your company is pulled for an IRP audit, you have the information that they're going to be asking for. So again, that would be 3 years of registration records and 5 years of operational records. One of the great things with using TruckLogics is that you will be able to pull those things with a click of a button. And so that is one of the really great things about TruckLogics. And I know Express Truck Tax has the 2290 for you. So a lot of times we hear, well, I'm just going to renew my 2290 when it's time for me to renew my plates. And that's really not how it works. The 2290 is due by August 31st every single year, regardless of when your plates expire. So they do not run on the same schedule. So you want to make sure we have expresstrucktax.com. We are the market leader for the Form 2290. And you want to make sure that when you file your 2290, you're going to expresstrucktax.com. And you're doing that again by the deadline, because if you do not file it by the deadline, you will get IRS penalties. And our whole point of being here is to help you avoid unnecessary penalties and late fees. So that is a little about IRP, about obtaining IRP, doing your renewals, a little bit of the tips and tricks and how to get to the point of getting that renewal done on time. Up on your screen now, you will see some upcoming renewals. So in February and March, there are several states that your IRP plates are renewing. They're expiring, and so you've got to get that paperwork in. you should have already gotten your paperwork. If your plates are expiring at the end of this month or the beginning of next month, that paperwork should be coming to you very shortly. So keep an eye out for that. And if you don't get your paperwork, pick up the phone and call your jurisdiction and say, hey, I can't find it, or can you send it to me again? And I don't know that they'll be happy to do that, but they will. So you need to get on that if you haven't gotten your paperwork. So if you live in one of these 7 states listed here, make sure that you have your IRP renewed on time to avoid those penalties that could come with that.
You can start it now, guys. You can start it now. Do it now.
Yes, and again, this is one of the really great things about using TruckLogics is being able to pull those records. They're going to ask for your distance records, and you can pull those records directly from your TruckLogics account. You can set those dates and pull them directly from there. So we're going to open it up for a question and answer time. And so if you do have any questions, we invite you to either raise your hand and we will be happy to unmute you and let you ask your question live, or you can use the chat feature as well. So take it away. Ask me anything you want.
Absolutely, guys.
About IRP.
You can also submit your questions anonymously, guys. So you do not have to have your name attached to it if you would like to ask us a question without us calling out your name over the airwaves. I know some people are concerned about their own privacy. It is totally fine. Please feel free to just use the chat box or the raise hand function. We're going to break for about 60 seconds here, collect the questions, and then we'll read the questions we get via chat out live. If you would like to ask a question live, please use the raise hand function. We'll be right back with you guys. Give us about 30 to 60 seconds here. Thank you. Okay, guys, questions are rolling in pretty quickly here. We really do appreciate that. Let's go ahead and just get some of them answered while some of you are still typing. The first one off the top is, how does TruckLogics help me with my IRP renewal? Very straight to the point. I appreciate you, Mr. Anonymous. Thank you for asking that question. The way that TruckLogics is going to help you with this is we're going to do 2 different things for you. The first thing that we're going to do is, like we're doing now, we're going to constantly plug away at your inbox with webinars and other presentation information, letting you know about the important renewal dates for your particular state or for your particular filings. We're always going to make sure that you're plugged into the industry news so that you have all of this information. We'll do webinars, we'll put up videos, we'll post blogs, we'll send emails. You will get tired of hearing from us about your renewals, but we're going to make sure that you know, okay? The way TruckLogics is going to help you with this is every time you have to submit a renewal, you're going to submit a renewal package. There's information that needs to be collected, forms that need to be filled out, blah, blah, yada, yada. In most instances, these are fillable PDFs. You can download copies, record your information, and then store them in your TruckLogics system. TruckLogics offers secure cloud storage for all of your documents that is completely uncapped. You're never going to receive an additional charge for the amount of documents within that system. You're going to create a custom folder called IRP Renewal, and every year you're going to download the same packet, change the date information, change any of the relevant truck information, and simply resubmit the same packet over and over again once per year. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep all of your documents secure and safe and in one location at all times. And we're also going to remind you periodically about your upcoming due dates and deadlines. Okay, next question. I think this one is for expressAmber. Mr. Anonymous asks, who is responsible for the IRP renewal? I think they mean like business owner, truck owner, something like that.
So if you are operating under your own authority and you are your own owner, then that is you. If you are leased to a company, then typically you are leased to that company so that you're using their plates and their IFTA. And so typically it would be that company. However, again, it would be up to you to take that responsibility to make sure. Look at your lease agreement. It should be written in there who is responsible for the IRP renewals and the IFTA renewals, all of that. If it is not, contact that company and just make sure, because that you don't want that miscommunication to really mess you up.
Okay, great. It looks like Tony is looking to ask a question live. Hold on one second, Tony. We're going to go ahead and allow your microphone. What this is going to do is that's going to allow you to unmute yourself. You can then ask your question live. I went ahead and I enabled the ability for you to unmute your mic. Go ahead and unmute your mic and fire away. Tony, are you there? Tony?
Can you
Oh,
hear me
there
now?
you are.
Yeah,
Hi,
how
good
y'all
evening,
doing?
sir.
Okay, how you doing?
I'm
Hey,
doing good.
listen, now on these logicals, I mean, do we upload this to the system? Is that how it goes? Like we upload our miles into a system state by state, or
Oh, no, no, no. You're talking about the renewal application,
right,
right? Or
right,
the
right,
initial application that you filed to register for IRP, right?
right. No, I'm
Oh,
talking about okay. No, I guess I'm explaining wrong. Say if
yeah.
I got my miles by each state, is it a form that you guys send out and then we just submit it back to you guys?
It is sent out by your state. So your state will send you either an email or a packet of an IRP renewal paperwork. And so
Right.
once you have that mileage by state,
Mm-hmm.
then you'll see on your renewal paperwork, it's very clear where to put that mileage. And then, yes, you submit that back to your state.
Okay. Now, how much is this a month with you guys to do this?
TruckLogics has different packages that Sebastian can talk
Yeah,
more
yeah,
about.
yeah. The TruckLogics system itself for a single owner operator starts at just $10 a month. From
That's
there,
it?
you can support a small fleet of up to 7 for only $30 a month. And that
Okay.
again gives you unlimited cloud storage for your documents as well.
Okay. One more question. Say, for
Sure.
instance, you don't, now, if you don't have your miles calculated right and your gallons, does it tell it? Will it accept or will it say something's wrong? Because sometimes your gallons won't match up like the state. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In most cases, if you have an error or discrepancy in your reporting for mileage or fuel back to your state, that will likely trigger an audit.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so be careful about that. Now, with IFTA filings, you're going to be rounding that number anyway, so everything kind of comes out in the wash, so to speak. So you're not looking to be 100% accurate, you're looking to be 99% accurate. And also remember, states will audit your IRP or IFTA records at a rate of 3% per total filings per year, which means that you could be selected randomly for an audit simply because you filed a return, not because anything was wrong with it.
Okay. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank you very much for asking your question, Tony. I'm going to go ahead and turn the microphone back off. If anybody else has a question that they would like to ask us live over the airwaves, please go ahead and use the raise hand function to get our attention, and we're happy to let you ask your questions out over the airwaves. However, we do have a couple of written questions that we have received. Let's go ahead and go on to the next one. So the next one is, what else do I need to bring with me when I renew my 2290, renew my IRP besides my 2290? I think you covered that briefly before, Amber.
Yeah. So the main thing is your total mileage. So when you're renewing your IRP plates, that's what it's based off of. So the fees to renew every year are based off of the mileage of the previous year. And again, when you receive your renewal paperwork, they will specify the dates that they want you to give them the mileage, and then they'll tell you the fees from that paperwork. But yeah, it's mainly your 2290, your current 2290, and then the mileage that you've incurred over that last year.
Wonderful. TruckLogics will actually let you run a report on this. Your total trip report is available if you would like to. That will actually pull down all of your total mileage for your selected date range. So you don't actually have to go fishing for this information. You can actually click 3 buttons within the TruckLogics application to pull out a total mileage report for any date range you require. So that's going to help you there. We do have a couple more questions here. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get these out the door. How often do I file for my IRP, or how often do I renew?
It is an annual renewal. So if nothing changes in your fleet, you'll get that paperwork automatically every year when your plates are about to expire. The only time that would change is if you are adding or deleting a vehicle, which then you would need to contact your IRP department, and then, like I said, get that schedule of adding or deleting a vehicle from your plan.
Great. Okay, next question. I closed my fleet. Am I required to turn in my plates?
Yes. So this is to help eliminate putting plates from a closed business on trucks of another business. And so it helps to prevent fraud and things like that. So your IRP department will either require you to mail those plates back to them or to show that they are destroyed. And so I don't really know how they do that, but you have to show that they have been destroyed and that they are not going to go on another truck. If you delete a vehicle or if you close your business, either way, you've got to mail back those plates.
Uh-oh. I still have my New Jersey license plates from my old truck. I wonder what they're going to do about that. Okay. All right. Let's keep moving.
They're coming after you.
Oh, no. Okay. Another question. What does the reporting period refer to on my renewal packet?
Yeah, so this is, again, this is one of those things that your reporting period is July 1st through June 30th. And that is different than, maybe your plates expire in April, maybe your plates expire in December. It doesn't matter when your plates expire. Your renewal period, the months that they're going to want the mileage for is July 1st through June 30th. And again, that year is going to be specified on your renewal paperwork.
Okay, wonderful. Let's go ahead and ask. We got two more left. Can I register in IRP or with IRP if my vehicle is less than 26,000 pounds?
You can. That would be completely up to you. If your vehicle is over 26,000 pounds or 3 or more axles, you are required to. If it is less than 26,000 pounds, you can. They're not going to stop you. But there are other options like base plates and things like that. So if you are not going to be going across state lines, you would get base plates. If your vehicle is under 26,000 pounds, but it's still going to be for hire and you're still going to be crossing state lines, you certainly can register for an IRP account.
And the benefit there is you don't have to get permits every time, right?
Correct.
Wonderful. Okay, great. Last question that we have. Again, guys, if you have any questions, please go ahead and use the chat box and let us know. The last question we have here is, do I have to register my trailer as well?
No, the IRP and IFTA is based just on your cab. So same thing with the 2290. We get that question a lot with the 2290 as well. It is all with your cab's VIN. And so you guys are trading trailers all the time. So this is all registered with your cab because that is what's staying with you. So IRP would be for your cab only as well.
Okay, cool. Again, I'm just going to let it go for another 15 or so seconds, guys. If you have any additional questions, please use the raise hand function or use the chat box to get our attention. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and just start reading out the closing. Okay, so just to let everybody know, we do have experts on staff like expressAmber who are happy to answer any of your IRP or IFTA or renewal questions at any time during the year. You do not have to have an account with me in order to call me, Sebastian, aka Mr. Logics at TruckLogics, to ask me a question. Please feel free to dial the number that's on your screen now, 704-234-6946, anytime Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. or 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. We're also available 24/7 via email at support@trucklogics.com. The number for Express Truck Tax and expressAmber, 704-234-6005. Same office hours, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Now, TruckLogics will also support you after hours and over the weekend. So if you do have like a probing question about IRP or IFTA on a Saturday evening, please feel free to shoot it over to me at support@trucklogics.com. And we're happy to go ahead and answer any questions that we receive at any time. Again, thank you very much for joining me this evening. This has been Sebastian, aka Mr. Logics. Please be sure that you are following me at all my socials. It's down there on the bottom of the page at TruckLogics on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We post regular industry news and we do webinars like this frequently to keep you guys advised of all the information you need in order to run your trucking business successfully using TruckLogics. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. Thank you very much.
Wait, I have one more thing.
Oh, okay.
So if you are here and if you have a trucking company and you need a payroll company, check out paywow.com. We have contractor pay and employee pay. So paywow.com if you need a payroll company. And then also if you need to issue W-2s, 1099s, or if you're required to file the quarterly 941 or the 940, check out Tax Bandits as well. we are like Sebastian said, we are involved in the trucking industry, and so not only do we just have the 2290, or not only do we have just TruckLogics, we have lots of software products to help make your life as a business owner easier. So paywow.com, taxbandits.com, and then of course Express Truck Tax and TruckLogics. So sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No, and also just so you guys know, PayWow works very, very well with TruckLogics. So if you want to get both applications together, doesn't matter which team you reach out to, we're happy to provide you with all the information you need to get set up on both sides. And then as Amber said, if you need any assistance with any of your corporate tax filings, please give Tax Bandits or taxbandits.com a call. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. We do appreciate it. Everybody who attended, please check your email boxes in about 30 minutes for a copy of this webinar. And if you have any follow-up questions to ask us, please feel free to reach out to us directly at the contact information on your screen. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. Have a great night.